Hey y'all, it's y'all favorite cozy girl, Chi the Reality Queen, and I am back again with another episode of Robe Chronicles. Before we get into Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 4, Episode 5, I just want to remind you all to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Yes, go ahead, click the subscribe button. That way you will always know when I drop a new video and you don't miss out on any news on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City or any Real Housewives that I review. Anyway, so this episode starts off with Meredith talking to her husband about all the tea that happened in Palm Springs. And it's like, I love that. Like, I mean, it seems like all of them kind of keep their husbands just generally informed. But I like how they feel so comfortable to do that, because I feel like some husbands don't be interested, but I feel like Meredith's husband is interested. Like, he actually likes hearing the details. Like, he'd be listening like, yes, what happened and who did what? I think he likes it a lot. And then Lisa meets up with Meredith at Mint's facial bar. I did think it was weird that they didn't go to Beauty Lab. Does Beauty Lab only do like procedures? Do they not do facials? Because it seemed a little shady to me. But maybe I don't know what Beauty Lab actually does or what services they provide. I don't. So maybe they don't provide the service that they were looking for. But they showed up to facials in full glam. Okay, like, you're about to have to just take it off to do these facials, but okay. And Lisa jokes about how, like, oh, well, a facial is a good reason to have to take my makeup off, you know, alluding to what she did last episode and the meltdown she had over having to take her makeup off to do drag makeup. But then they did these little like facial scans, and I wasn't really paying attention. I don't know what the facial scan was or what it does, but Meredith's looked like, okay, bad, but Lisa looks scary. I was like, print that out and put that up for Halloween, because baby, I'm spooked. Like, it was like, woo, your skin is bad. Maybe that's why she likes doing full glam all the time, because that was scary. Anyways, Lisa talks to Meredith about how she feels like things weren't resolved in Palm Springs and she wants to throw a party and she's gonna invite Monica so they can kind of hash it out and everybody can just get together. I feel like the theme of this season keeps being like, oh, let's hash it out, and they never hash it out. But we have hope for this party Lisa's throwing, right? We all have hope. That's why we're here. That's why we watch, because we have hope. Anyway, so then we see Monica and she meets up with Whitney, and she tells Whitney like Whitney's like, oh, how was it with you being gone? And Whitney's like, Monica was like, girl, my kids lost the dog while I was gone. Like, so bad, right? No, but ultimately they were fine. They found the dog. Thankfully, I think that would have been the most drama of the episode if I didn't know if they found the dog or not. But yeah, she was like, oh, how are you and Lisa? Have you guys like resolved things? And Monica tells her like, hey, she invited me to her event, and so I think we're okay. She's like, I just want to tell her like, you're a materialistic fuddy-duddy, but I love you. And honestly, I don't know why that word materialistic is so triggering for Lisa, but that's what she is. But it triggers her for some reason, and I don't know. But anyways, Whitney is like, well, it kind of seems like you're going up against you know, Monica, it seems like you're always just going up against your friends for like Meredith. Because Whitney has this voice that is like almost annoying. Almost. I didn't say it was annoying, but almost there. And Monica was like, no, I will always tell my friends when I think that they're wrong. It's not that she's on Meredith's side. Like, she is on Meredith's side because she thinks her friends are wrong, but she feels like she holds her friends accountable. And I think that's an interesting point, because Whitney doesn't know how to hold her friends accountable. Everything Whitney does is intended to be messy and shade. And that's where I have a problem with Whitney. And that's why she can't understand Monica's point, is because she doesn't know, like, hey, if I have a friend and I like them and I think they've done wrong, I should hold them accountable. Now, as for me, I hold my friends accountable in private. But that doesn't make for good television. So she does have to hold her friends accountable right then and there, because that's what makes good TV, right? But Whitney, she's just always looking to shade somebody and play messy. So she doesn't understand that dynamic of being able to tell your friend, like, hey, that was wrong, or you shouldn't have done that. But yeah, she said that she was iffy about Monica, and Monica, you know, stands on the fact, I'm always going to tell my friend if I think that they're wrong, which I love, because on this show, you got to stand on something, and wrong or right, as long as you stand on it, then you can create your character and we can know who you are. Whitney stands on being messy. Well, she don't stand on it because she doesn't think she is, right? But that's who she is. That's the funny part. Then Monica asks Whitney, like, are you afraid of Meredith? And I don't think she is. She says no. And I agree. I don't think she is, or maybe she is. I really don't know. She has a problem with Meredith. I just don't know what it is. She then tells her about, like, well, be careful being close to Meredith. Whitney tells Monica about being careful being close to Meredith, because Meredith always is looking to expose somebody's secrets. But Monica is not afraid of that because she exposes her own secrets clearly. She's kind of like, honestly, Monica came in and I was like, oh my God, she's Salt Lake City's Mia. Like, Mia was like, I've gotten my vagine, you know, done and blah, blah, blah. She was talking crazy, telling all her secrets. I took, you know, G from a married woman, whoop de whoop. And here comes Monica with that same energy. So you cannot hold these people to secrets because they gonna spill them themselves. You're not gonna be like, oh, I have dirt on this person. They've already spilled it. And so that's why I don't think Monica is as worried or concerned about Meredith doing that to her. But Whitney's like, oh, be careful, because she keeps telling me that she has dirt on Angie K's marriage and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. Meredith doesn't really talk to Whitney. We heard her say it to Lisa, but Meredith doesn't. Well, maybe she did say it to Whitney too, who knows? But either way, she didn't tell you the gossip. And that's an important point to note. She just said she knows stuff. She didn't say what it was. Then we see Whitney at home, and it looks like Justin got a new job. And I'm happy for him. I just wish they would have told us what he does. And, you know, I want to know. I don't know why. Just being nosy. I generally like to know what the husbands do. But anyways, Whitney is now complaining that because her husband's going back to work, she has to take on more of the chores and house roles again, which is like dropping the kids off, waking them up, getting them to places, stuff like that, which her husband hasn't been doing since he's been unemployed. Now, I agree with Whitney. It's not really fair that just because you're going back to work, I should now take on 100% of this role. It's more so like we should split it, right? Or find ways to make it more even. Like, okay, maybe you're going into an office and you're doing stuff that requires you to be in one place. Maybe, I don't know what he does because they ain't say, but it's like, if that's the case, then we should still work around that to make sure that you are still in these children's lives. And Whitney talks about having no one in her life. I don't know how her childhood was. She has told many a story about it. But yeah, so I agree with her in the sense that Justin shouldn't just do nothing just because he's going back to work. But, you know, whatever. Then we see Angie K and her husband, and she starts talking about how they're no longer like intimate because ever since they had the kid. And that's interesting because that kid is like 11. So she's saying or alluding to the fact that her and her husband haven't been intimate in almost 11, 12 years, which to me was interesting. It's like foreshadowing, like, she ain't done nothing with this man in this long. That's why Meredith is over here saying that she knows stuff about their marriage. Right? Anyway, but what killed me in that entire scene, like, I didn't really care about Angie K and her situation, but what killed me is her husband, Sean, went to bed And he gets to bed and he finally takes off his cap because, you know, it's like night over. And his head is so pale. I was like, oh no, baby, you need to see the sun. Like, put sunscreen on, but like, go outside without the hat. And I know it's probably like an insecurity because we see the old pictures of him and Angie K when like they first opened up the hair salon and he had like lush, like Fabio, what's his name? Whatever, Flavio type hair. And he was like, you know, an Adonis type look. And so, oh, Fabio. And so, yeah. And so I get it that it's probably like sad for him that he no longer has the hair that was maybe like a prized possession for him, but you can't be wearing hats like that, no, because when you do take off the hat, now it's so noticeable and crazy looking. Yes. Anyway, then we see Heather. She takes her girls skiing, and that was cute up until they was drinking hot chocolate and she took ice from the ground and put it in her cup. I was like, that's nasty. That's nasty. I mean, it's very Heather, but it's nasty. Ugh. I was like, girl. And then she encouraged her children to do it. I'm like, I just was just disgusted. Anyway, she talking to her kids about the bullying, and honestly, bullying is a very important topic. It sucks. It needs to be talked about, all that good stuff. Boom, 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 right? Where I think she made a mistake is your kids are actively being bullied. You cannot come to this public platform that's causing the bullying to discuss the bullying. Like, I don't know how she could have done it because I'm not going to say here that I know, but it's like, baby girl, this is the problem. If I'm those children's bully, I would never bully anybody. This is just a hypothetical. If I'm those children's bully sitting in my house watching them talk to their mama about the bullying, like, I'm gonna come harder the next time because why are you snitching, right? It's crazy to me that she did that. And the kids do a really fantastic job of trying to mitigate the effects of what's gonna happen when they get back to school, right? They're like, it's not a big deal, we get it, they're just obsessed with us, whatever, whoop, whoop, whoop. And she's like, they once shoulder checked us, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Now see, this is where I differ from Heather. Me and Heather Gay, we not the same. Because I would have told my kids, if anybody, on camera, I don't care. I'd have told them in private, but if I had to say it on camera, I would. If anybody puts their hands on you, knock their block off. Like, you take their head off. Like, why are they putting hands on you? Let me tell you what I know about people. You beat the hell out of them and they're going to leave you. They can't bully you anymore because they're going to be scared. Let me tell you, and you beat up one person, then everybody's going to be like, oh, they got that action. And they're going to leave you alone. That's my belief. But if they're just talking and saying nasty things or doing online campaigns, it's like, those girls shouldn't worry because their mom, what they're doing, Heather doesn't look bad, right? So what they're doing is kind of setting them up in a way to be successful, like, you know, because they're going to have already people knowing who they are when they go out into the world, which is going to be a positive for them, I think, when they go and they want to do stuff. Luckily for the eldest sister who wasn't there, she already went off to college. And in college, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen it. Maybe people do get bullied in college, right? But it's not really that environment. Everybody has their own group and you kind of do what you do with the people that you do it with, right? So it's not like high school where bullying can kind of thrive because you're all stuck in one place. But yeah, it's hard because I think it's a conversation that needs to be had for sure, you know, but it's also sad because those girls are currently going through it and you can't foster a space where they can have a real conversation about it because they got to go back to school. So yeah, it was just interesting. Yeah, Heather just feels really guilty about it. She's like, you know, the Mormon community is judgy and I did something that was going to get them like looked at as outcasts. So I get it. I get the mother's guilt. I do. And Heather, I think you're doing amazing, sweetie. But you got to tell your girls, take them somewhere to learn how to fight so they can start beating bees up when they get crazy. If they put hands on it, right? You don't want to ever initiate the fight. You just want to finish it if somebody's getting crazy, right? Anyway, so we get to Lisa's party, and this is like, you know, a Vita Tequila party. I have never even seen Vita Tequila. Let me tell you, as someone who has seen alcohol in the stores, Vita Tequila is not one of the ones that I've seen. Yes, but anyways, Lisa in her confessional talks about like, oh, there's a byproduct to working hard, and that's making money and being rich. I just don't understand how one person could be so tone deaf. Like, why would she say that? Why would she say that? Do you know how many people work hard and are not adequately compensated for their hard work? Many people, many people. Many people work hard and are not adequately compensated. So it's insane that she would say that. I just need Lisa to stop talking about money, right? Like, her problem is not that she's rich, it's that she's rich, tone deaf, and refuses to accept the fact that these are the facts, right? Like, girl, okay. Now, I'm gonna give a compliment to a girly that I usually don't give a compliment to, but Angie K has the best sunglasses collection, hands down. I'm not saying that every pair of sunglasses I would wear, but they all work, right? Like, for her fit or what she's doing or the aesthetic or the energy she's bringing. It's like, girl, yes, I love it. But that's where my compliments for Angie end. Or maybe she just really knows her face because they always just look so good on her. But yeah, Lisa goes to tell Monica like, oh, I'm just really bummed that you called me materialistic. And so obviously an argument ensues because Monica's like, because you are. Like, ma'am, we keep going back and forth, but it's who you are. And Lisa just doesn't want to accept that. And it was just funny because she even points out like the servers work hard and they're in the background like, I'm like, now you go, girl. At least know that the working class exists, like, because they be acting like these people don't exist around them and they're not working. Servers, waiters, wait staff, whatever. They always act like these people don't exist, but they do exist and they're working hard. And so to minimize it is like, Lisa, get it together. And I get it. We watch Housewives because these women have money and we enjoy to see their lives lavish and everything. But it's like, you're tone deaf. So they're in an argument. Then Mary comes in dressed like she bought a comforter and cut it up. And she was like, oh, they're arguing. I'm way too overdressed. She was wearing a comforter, y'all. Like, I swear to you, if they said she got it at JCPenney and cut it up, I'd believe it. Well, because she's expensive, I wouldn't say JCPenney. She might have got it at like a Louis V comforter and cut that up because it was so atrocious. Like, the fit. Somebody needs to go to Mary's house while she's out, like the Grinch, collect all her clothes and throw it in the incinerator. Like, tiptoe in there like the Grinch with Max by your side and empty her closet, drop it into a bag and stuff it down in the incinerator because, baby, she never wears anything nice. Never. Like, end it all. It's so tacky. But anyways, the argument's happening. Angie K starts jumping in and I'm like, babe, this is not your portion. This is not your conversation. Why are you arguing? And so when Monica made that little chihuahua comment, it makes sense because I'm arguing with Lisa and here you come because I wasn't even talking to you. Why are you here? Why are you joining the argument? Whitney's trying to talk to me earlier about hopping in to defend these people, and here you are hopping in to defend Lisa. Like, I was not talking to you. It is not your argument. I didn't call you materialistic, but a hit dog does holler, because Angie must feel like she's materialistic too. That's why she's going so hard to defend this point, right? But yeah, it's just crazy. I just think Angie is such a thirsty housewife. Like, she wants to be in the center of things. She does that Whitney thing. Whitney and Angie do not know how to not make things about them. Meredith, Mary, Lisa, everybody else, Heather, they can see a situation happen and be like, ooh, that ain't my business. Whitney, Angie, no, they have to, they must insert themselves. Like, it's mandatory. They have to. And it's just like, just give it a rest. You know, like, we don't want to see this. Anyways, Mary, after the argument, they figure it out. Now, what's her name? Monica goes back to get her crepes because she was trying to eat them and it got ruined by the first argument. So she go gets these crepes. And Mary is just looking at her in disgust as she eats them. She's like, you don't care about what you put in your body? Miss Mamas, we watched you stick a fish o filet, nuggets, 10-piece, and French fries down your throat just last episode. And you're mad because she's eating crepes with whipped cream and raspberries or strawberries? It's madness. It's madness. Like, Mary is so insane. It's actually scary. Like, it's a madness. It's madness. What? How could you even have a comment about what, like, she's just very judgy. And I know why, but, you know, she's just very judgy. If you ask me, it's the religion in her, right? It makes her so judgy. She's a pastor. She believes she's above all these people because she is a pastor or a bishop or whatever they would call it in her church. Preacher, priest, pastor, bishop, whatever. I don't know, minister. I'm not actually sure her title, but that is why she believes she has the ability to judge all these people who are beneath her. That is how she views them, and that is why she does it, because she's like, all these people that are beneath me. And it's insane. I absolutely hate that characteristic about her. But whatever. Anyways, Whitney pulls Monica aside to talk about the rumors about Angie K. And Monica, girl, I like you, but you got played. Everybody knows the rules of Housewives is you aren't the person to verbalize the rumor on camera. Everybody knows that. You can allude, you can say, you can do whatever, hint, but you cannot be the person that exposes the actual rumor on camera. And Monica fell for Whitney. She's like, I don't even know what the rumor is. Which just goes to show Meredith didn't actually say anything. Meredith just alluded to the fact that she knew stuff about Angie K. That was it. So for Whitney to go to Monica and say, what is the rumor? What is the rumor? Have you heard it? What is it? And for Monica to be so dumb, yes, girl, dumb, to go and say, well, I've heard that Sean is running around sleeping with other men. Girl, no. You should have told Whitney. I would have told Whitney, well, if she hasn't told you and you haven't heard it, then maybe she doesn't know anything. But that's not good TV, right? But that's what I would have said. Well, maybe, girl, maybe there's no rumor. I don't know. You haven't heard it. I've heard things, but maybe we're all just hearing different things. Confirm with Meredith what she's heard so we can know what it is. But Monica, she wasn't thinking, girl. You wasn't thinking. And Whitney got you in her little trap. It was sad. So then, you know, they cut to Mary talking to Heather about how she missed the mark with her jewelry. And, you know, I don't know if these women let Mary go, get away with saying stuff because she's just a nasty person, or maybe because she's Black and they don't want to offend her as the only Black person on the cast, or as a friend of, or I don't know. But there is no way Mary would talk to me the way she talks to these women, and me and her don't go at it every single time. And let me tell you, I'm going low. I'm calling you a grandfather MFer every time, because I know it hits and I know it hurts. And I'm gonna say, oh, I know this grandpa MFer ain't talking about me and my outfit. Oh, girl, I know not the lady who took her grandmama man not talking. Oh, ma'am, you would never rest. You would never rest on this show, because the way she talks to people is so crazy. Like she would not know peace. She would never know peace. Not with me on that cast. She would never know peace. I bring it up every time. Did the grandma ever say what? No. I would hit her where it hurts. And that would be with her grandpa or husband. But then we go back to Whitney, and Whitney's like, oh, we need to pull Angie to the side and let her know what Meredith is saying about her. Meredith didn't say anything about Angie K. She said she knew stuff, but she didn't actually say anything. So Whitney, let's not do that. But Monica, also known as Booba the Fool, is like, yeah, let's do that. So they call Angie over, and they're like, Angie, we have to tell you what Meredith has been saying about you. Again, Meredith hasn't said anything about Angie K, but regardless. So they're talking, and they tell her what the rumor is, and Angie loses it. She's like, oh, I have to go say something. So she gets up, and the episode ends with her walking over to Meredith to confront her. And this, once again, pisses me off as a viewer, because Meredith hasn't said anything. Like, what is going on? How is Whitney so manipulative and these people are so dumb? Angie's dumb, Monica's dumb, Whitney's dumb. Like, why? You're like, y'all hear me? I'm stressed, because I'm like, are y'all not clever? Do y'all not think? Because I would absolutely be like, did I say that? Did I say that to you? That's me. If I'm Meredith, did I say that to you, Monica? Did I say that to you, Whitney? Did I say that to you, Lisa? No, you're going to have to stand on it and say, I did not say that to you. That's where we going to be. So I don't know what's going to happen next episode, but I really hope Meredith takes my approach. I'm reckless though, so I don't know if my approach is everybody's approach. I'm reckless, right? So I know that about myself, but I wish more people were reckless like me, right? I wish. But I'm so excited to see next episode. Please like, comment, subscribe to my channel like I mentioned earlier. I hope you guys are liking these videos. I'm going to continue, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.